Welcome to Red Flags, presented by Untying Knots Podcast. I'm your co-host, Lyndon,
And I'm Angelica.
where we're putting emotional intelligence back into intentional dating.
Make sure to watch all exclusive content on Patreon. Enjoy the show.
We'll see you there.
Let's welcome our first dater. Hi, how are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Tell me your name, your age, and what you do.
My name is Jonah. I'm 29 years old and I'm an online fitness coach.
Okay, so Jonah, tell me a little bit about your stresses in your last relationship.
Stresses in my last relationship, I think would talk about empathy and communication. So a lot of times I would communicate how I'm feeling and she would listen, but wouldn't really understand how I'm feeling. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah. What kind of toxic tendencies did you bring to that relationship?
I guess not being as empathetic to her feelings. Like I would let her know my feelings, but I wasn't really understanding how she felt. I thought my feelings were kind of superseding hers. So I know it should be equal now.
Okay. So if I was to ask your ex-girlfriend about you, what would she say was the reason for the end of the relationship?
I feel like I didn't give her enough time, and I feel like she would probably say I'm too hard on her. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say is the best thing that you brought to that relationship?
I brought her closer to God. I really explained to her about her relationship with her parents. I really wanted her to have a relationship with her family. I felt like a lot of times she would use me as her stability. I'm like, hey, you had people before me, and you'll have people after me as well.
Okay. And what is the worst thing that she ever did to you?
Showed up to my place with a gun. That was yeah. That was fun. Yeah.
So you made her that crazy?
I don't think you can make someone crazy. I think I didn't realize the level of what I was dealing with at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies, is any of what Jonah said a red flag to you? Okay.
All right.
Tell me your name, your age, and what you do.
My name is Kai Sampson. I'm in real estate, and a woman never tells her age. So.
Okay, so tell us why you think this is a red flag.
Well, I mean, you're very handsome, by the way.
Thank you.
I just think you'd be a great friend. That's all.
Yeah, awesome.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Tell us your name, your age, and what you do.
Hi, Jonah. I'm Logan. I'm 27, and I'm a consultant. It was, to me, what the red flag was just the fact that what you were upset with her seems like what you brought to the table. So it seemed like a lot of finger pointing, just in my opinion.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's go back. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you about, we're going to ask you ladies about your blueprints. So I'm going to go down each with you guys, and I'm going to ask you about your childhood. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to ask you, what is something in your childhood that has affected the way that you show up in relationships? So I'm going to start over here. So tell me your name, your age, and what you do.
I am Tiana. I'm 24 years old, and I'm currently a stay-at-home mom, student, and entrepreneur. I would say something that happened in my childhood that was, I guess, like shaped the way that I show up in my relationships was I had a father who was relatively in and out and then completely absent. And it was very difficult, especially because at times I was a daddy's girl. And then I feel like now I struggled with abandonment issues, things like that. Just always really anxious about that. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
Hi, my name is Casman. I'm 26 and I'm a photographer. Something from my childhood. I would say something similar. My dad wasn't really in our lives. My parents divorced early, and that really had an effect on me. Um, because of that, I do have abandonment issues with my partner, and I do get a little codependent with them. So yeah.
Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
My name's Ashley. I work in social media. Oh, I'm 29. I would say something that happened during my childhood was being brought up by a parent that was narcissistic. That definitely left me to learn to like over romanticize people in a way, and I look at too many green flags, and I'll see the good in people so much because I feel like I had to do that growing up.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back. This way.
Jonah, is any of the things that any of these ladies said a red flag for you?
No, not necessarily. I feel like a lot of times things happen in childhood and people don't even realize how it's shaping them. I know when I talk about my relationship, the reason why we're having so much problems is she would tell me about her childhood. I'm like, hey, this is coming from this. It's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, well, if we went to therapy, the therapist would have told us that this was coming from this. So the fact that they all know that it's already going on, it's like, does half of the work.
Okay.
Yeah, acknowledgement, right?
Okay.
So, no.
Okay.
pretty
So
good.
tell us something about your childhood that molded you, how you show up in your relationships.
In my childhood, my mom is the breadwinner. My mom's a doctor. So a lot of times, or just even in my family, I have a lot of strong women in my family. And it really kind of shapes me to see that it doesn't really matter who does what job, as long as the job gets done and as long as there's support, then it happens.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about the values that you bring into a relationship. So tell me a little bit about the values that you bring into a relationship.
Values that I bring to a relationship. I'm always about growing. So I love that two people have a growth mindset. You know, people talk about growing apart. Well, if we're growing in the same direction, then we can't grow apart. So I just want, my partner and just a relationship to go in the same direction. So I really believe in growth, whether it's financially, spiritually, or physically. I'm in shape, so I want them to have some type of physical, growth, but just as long as we're going in the same direction.
Okay. Awesome. Is anything that Jonah said for the ladies that are left a red flag? Okay. Why is anything that he said a red flag to you?
The mom being the breadwinner, I don't like that. I prefer like some to be provided for and protected. I believe in like the 3 P's: protect, provide, and please your woman. So for me, that's a red flag.
Okay.
I did mean to press that one. No, I did actually. I did mean to. Sorry. I would like to
Okay.
say.
Why is this a red flag to you?
Kind of similar to what Ashley said, I really do feel like it's very important for my partner to be protective, the provider in the scenario. Although I do think that women should, pour into something they're passionate about and make sure that they are covered by all means. I do feel like it is important for a man to be the main provider, I think. Yeah.
Can I say something to this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about my mother, not me. I just witnessed it. That doesn't mean my mom's also a doctor. So there's not too many professions that are beating a doctor.
No, you're so right.
So when you
I
talk
completely
about, like,
agree.
for instance, love my mother's amazing. If it was up to my mother to pay for bills, we'd have lost the house because, like I said, 2 people working together. So my dad protects, provides. It's just that his job is just different.
I simply said it was a red flag, not because there's anything wrong with what your mother did, because I come from obviously a single, parent household, and my mom did all the hard work. I think the issue here is if that is a concept that he's comfortable with, I'm not comfortable with it. I think Not necessarily that he said that. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I completely respect, a hardworking mother. I get it. I know what it's like. But I want a man who is like, that's not acceptable.
Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
I'm Casman Diaz. I'm 26 and I'm a photographer. The red flag for me was just the fact that your ex brought the gun. I know that it wasn't you, but like it really reflects like how she was feeling in the relationship. For somebody to bring a gun, I think that's a bit extreme. Like, what did you do to make her want to bring a gun?
Can I?
Yes.
Okay, so my ex had a gun with her at all times. So when she brought the gun, 'cause it was in her car, I knew the gun was in her car, which is why I did not leave my apartment, because I know she has a gun. She didn't get the gun. It was like, oh, let's hit. No, she always stays strapped, which is why I stay away. Well, she came. So I know the gun's with her. I don't want to check to see, oh, do you got it today?
What was the scenario? Why were you afraid of the gun if she always had it? So there's a story there. You're not telling all of it. I'm sorry, friend.
Okay, thank you, ladies.
See, now you're trying to...
I'm trying to protect, I don't want to talk about people. Why am I going to? I mean, true, but I'm not going to talk, like, she can't defend herself. I'm not going to.
Okay, so Jonah, thank you, ladies. So Jonah, unfortunately, we did not get a first date for you, but we thank you for
Understandable.
coming to the show.
Thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Ladies, have a great night. Bye-bye.
Train us.
Yeah.
Ladies, let's welcome our next dater.
What's going on, y'all?
Hi, tell us your name, age, and what you do for a living.
How's it going? I'm Justice. I am 24 and I'm a personal trainer.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
So Justice, tell us a little bit about why your last relationship ended and how you handled it.
Straight into it. Okay. I was at work and my girlfriend brought a guy over. I was working overnight to my house at about 2 a.m. So I texted her and said, hey, go ahead and pack up your stuff. I can't do this anymore. And went home early the next day to talk to her about it.
So you caught her on the camera.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got that Ring doorbell.
Okay. And who was the person that she cheated with?
It was her boy best friend. Yeah.
Okay. And what did you tell her the next day?
I just
what was the conversation?
I heard her out. I tried to listen to what she was saying about what they were doing, and it was just a lot of stammering and not a lot of truth.
What did she say?
She said that they were just hanging out and smoking.
Okay.
Which, yeah, we all know.
Okay. Ladies, is anything that Justice said a red flag to you? Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about your blueprints. So tell us a little bit about growing up and the relationships that you saw and how that molded you into you entering a relationship.
Sure. I would say growing up, my parents they were very young, so they were still figuring stuff out. So at times they could be very hot or cold. So for me now, today, I'd say that means I bring a very consistent demeanor and very consistent boundaries to any relationship, regardless of friendship or romantic.
Okay. So do you allow your girlfriend to have guy friends?
It would depend on the friend. I'd have to meet him and actually like him. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So ladies, we're going to ask you your blueprint. So we're going to start at the bottom.
Okay. Am I walking with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us your name, age, and what you do for a living.
Okay, hi, I am Tiana. I'm 24 years old and I'm currently student, stay-at-home mother, and entrepreneur. Yeah. And then what was the question? Blueprints?
So what did you see in your
Childhood. Okay, so same question. Okay. For me, what I saw in my childhood was basically my father was in and out majority of our lives. So for me, it sparked abandonment issues in a lot of my relationships, but I took some time to heal from that, and I feel like I'm a lot more secure, and I seek out partners who don't leave me questioning, I guess. And that's a simple solution to somebody that likes, their person to be, I guess, available. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
I'm Casman, I'm 26, and I'm a photographer. My parents divorced whenever I was really young, and my dad was in and out of my life for a while. We were really close, and when he left officially, it put a lot of abandonment issues into the rest of my relationships I've had. And as far as my mom, she was a narcissist, so dealing with that was a lot, and I felt like I always had to be perfect, and I kind of bring that to a lot of my relationships, friendships. I feel like I have to be perfect all the time.
Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
Ashley, 29, and I do social media. I feel like growing up in a narcissistic household made me oversee all the red flags in people, and I tend to over romanticize relationships and see so much good in people whenever I should be like seeing the bad also. So working on that.
Thank you. Name, age, and what do you do for a living?
Hi, I'm Kai, and I'm old enough, and I'm in real estate. So I'd say my upbringing, I was just needed to be like really independent at an early age, and so I think sometimes in relationships, the other person may feel like they're not as needed, I guess. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
Hi, Justice. I'm Logan. I'm a consultant, and I'm 27. Growing up, I grew up in an immigrant household, so it was never saying, like, I love you. It was, I show you I love you. So for a long time, I showed up in relationships, like, emotionally unavailable. But that's definitely something I'm working on and know it's an issue and want to be better at.
Thank you. Justice, is anything that these ladies said a red flag to you?
I'd say no. Yeah, nah.
Okay,
All
great. Okay, so now I'd like you to tell us, what do you bring to the relationship? What are some good values that you bring to the relationship?
Sure. I'm very consistent, like I said before, because of that blueprint. I have very strong communication because there was a lot of stuff that I did not talk to people about when I needed to talk to them. So I've learned from that. Bring a lot of communication, expect a lot of communication, and I bring some fun.
Okay. Do you believe that you should have the passwords to your girlfriend's phone?
I'd say it depends on the person. It depends if I have a reason to need the password. I'd say maybe not having the password, but maybe having open communication enough to be like, hey, I'm nervous about XYZ. Can I see your phone? And then an expectation to just kind of be like, yeah, that's cool. So.
Okay. Would you want your girlfriend to delete any pictures of her ex-boyfriends from her Instagram?
That's on her. I'm not going to tell her to do anything she doesn't want to do.
Okay. Ladies, is anything that Justice said a red flag to you? Okay. All right, so now we're going to ask you guys what you bring to Justice, your values that you would bring to Justice in his relationship. So we'll start at the bottom.
Okay, my name again or no? No? Okay. Okay, well, hi, Justice. I would say for me, I'm super bubbly, super supportive. It's really important to me that my partner knows how I feel, whether that be through action, through words of affirmation. It just really depends. All in all, I am a cheerleader, very loyal. Once I'm committed, I'm very devoted. So that's kind of my take. And fun too, I would say. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. I don't like things to be too serious all the time. So,
Okay. Thank you.
I would say that I bring a lot of emotional intelligence. I'm a really good listener, and I'm up for an adventure as well. I'm like, I can be fun, and I'm sorry. I bring loyalty as well, and yeah, just somebody that is gonna be in your corner, and yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Justice. I feel like I bring honesty to the table for sure and to a relationship. I give my 100%. I always try to give my whole heart out to any relationship that I'm in. So you'll get 100% from me. And I'm also extremely loyal. I'm creative and adventurous. I'm also a little impulsive, so I'm always down for an adventure, like random times of the night. Like, I'm down for it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Justice. So I think what I would bring to the table is a safe space. Number one, I think he said something earlier about, some mental things and being able to talk through things. So that's number one, loyalty, and then a good time. We're gonna have a good time. Cook, we're gonna eat, we're gonna travel, we're gonna work out. I mean, all the things, multifaceted. So everything, A to Z.
Thank you.
Hi again. What I bring to the table and what really stood out to me with what you said is just consistency. I'm very grounded and I am who I am, and I expect my partner to be the same. So that really meshed with me, and I feel like we could have a good time together.
Okay.
Thank you. So you have no red flags.
Oh, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
I'm going to let you ask the ladies a question of your choice.
Oh, no. I didn't expect to need to have a question on mine. Okay, tell me, I'm going to ask every single one the same question. Tell me why your last relationship ended.
We're going to start at the end.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay, hi Justice. So the reason my last relationship ended, I was actually engaged. My fiance, obviously I have a child. I have one little boy. He decided to leave us when I was 1 month postpartum. It was a really difficult time. My son is now about a year and some change here. And I made it through, and we're doing better, and we're doing good, and I'm happy, and my life is much better now. So that's why it ended. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
My last relationship ended because it was like really toxic. I was dating a narcissist, typical because my mom was a narcissist. We just really didn't understand each other, and yeah, it was just toxic.
Thank you.
My last relationship ended because my partner lied a lot about who he was and the person he was, and I once I found that out, I left, and I felt like I wasn't seen and I wasn't heard, and just felt like a big load of lies. Yeah, so I left.
Thank you.
So my last relationship ended because my ex was a serial cheater, and the woman's husband Googled me and called me, and so I'm a leaver. I left.
Thank you.
Smart woman.
My last relationship was 6 months ago, and we were just growing in different directions. I think I'm a little bit slow out the gate too. So when I was done, he wasn't expecting it, and I left. So.
Okay, thank you. Justice, is anything that any of these ladies said a red flag to you? If so, you can go buzz their buzzers.
No. No, we're all good.
Okay. All right. Well, Justice, you get to pick what lady you would like to take out on a first date. So who would you like to take out?
Could y'all do me a favor and say your names again? I was really nervous coming out here.
I'm Tiana.
Hi, Tiana.
I'm Casman.
Hi, Casman.
I'm Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
I'm Kai.
Hi, Kai.
And I'm Logan.
Hi, Logan. And I get to pick?
Yes.
Who picks me? No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I feel like I vibe with Logan's answers the most.
Okay.
So I'd love to take you out on a date.
Yes. Okay, so Logan, do you accept Justice first date?
I will.
Sick. Let's go.
Yes, we got a date. All right, guys. So you guys are going out to 13 by James Harden, an upscale exclusive restaurant. If you are in Houston, make sure that you go out for sexy vibes, good food. But yes, we got our first date. Woo! Thank you, guys.
Take my arm. All right. Where are we going?
Ladies, let's welcome our next dater. Hi, tell us your name, age, and what you do for a living.
My name is Joaquin. I'm 31 years old, and I'm a consultant.
Okay. Joaquin, welcome. Tell us a little bit about what ended your last relationship.
My last relationship, it was good. Nothing really bad at the very beginning. It's just at the very end. People have two different types of definitions for love, and things happen. And one night, we would go to the same church together, and her pastor sent me a text saying that she wasn't interested in me anymore. It was just more about being only financially stable, essentially. She didn't want to have kids. She didn't want to find me physically attractive anymore. It was just a lot of things that once I read it, I realized that it was time. I have enough self-worth to realize that this is not the way to be in a relationship.
Okay. What are some things that she would say that were issues for her that you were doing or saying?
Issues where it was just more about when she would talk, it was just more about her needs. And really, what I like is emotional intelligence, where I'm able to communicate with my partner. And when she wasn't communicating, it would just be all about her, essentially. Where for me, if I were to communicate, hey, I'm going through certain things as well, she wouldn't have empathy. And then for me, empathy is such a huge factor in a relationship as well.
Okay. So what do you think ultimately were her biggest concerns with your relationship?
For her, I mean, like I said, two different types of definitions for love. Like for me, my glass was full, and for her, sometimes she really didn't know what she wanted, and she went through a lot, which for me is why I empathize with her. She went through a bad childhood, and for me, I as well. I lost my mom when I was 6, and my dad was never really there, so I dealt with a narcissistic stepdad. So I've been through it too. So I think that was the reason why.
Okay. Ladies, is anything that Joaquin said a red flag to you? Okay. All right. So Joaquin, tell us a little bit about your blueprints. Tell us how you grew up and how that molded you in showing up in relationships.
Yeah, so like I said, I really didn't grow up with parents. So for me, I had to teach myself, all of, life's decisions. I taught myself, how to communicate effectively with people, to be able to, stand out in front of others as well. For me, I grew up watching movies. I'm 31 years old, so I grew up with, the VHS tapes. So when I was watching these movies, I was teaching myself, be the nice guy, be presentable, be a good man, and that's how you find love. And for me, I think that's what today's society doesn't go about. It's all about one-night stands, all this stuff. But for me, that's not what I want to do. I'm here to find genuine love. I'm here to find someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with too.
Okay. Is anything that Joaquin said a red flag to you, ladies? Okay. So now we're going to ask them their blueprints.
Okay.
We'll start here. Tell us your name, age, and what you do for a living.
Hi, my name is Kai. I'm in real estate, and I'm over 30. Oh, blueprint. Yeah, so just growing up, just very independent at a very young age. And so I think just sometimes being very strong and not as needy can be seen in a negative light, but I believe that women can be powerful and soft at the same time.
Okay, thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
Ashley, I'm 29. I do social media management. Growing up, I also grew up in a narcissistic household, so I feel like I tend to over-romanticize my partner sometimes, and I don't see the red flags, and whenever I do, it's too late, and I'll have to end it.
Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
I'm Casman. I'm 26, and I'm a photographer. I grew up in a divorced household, and I was very close with my father in the beginning, but I have abandonment issues with that and tend to be a little codependent in my relationships.
Thank you. Name, age, and what you do for a living.
Okay, I'm Tiana. I'm 24 years old. I am a student, a mom of one, and an entrepreneur. Some of my, I guess, childhood issues that I had growing up, I did have a absent father, in and out kind of situation. It kind of perpetuated a cycle of me feeling like I needed to earn love to be loved, but I kind of worked myself out of that, and I feel like now I'm a lot more secure, and I look for people the very opposite of my father. So,
Thank you.
and let's go back.
Okay, is there anything that they said that is a red flag to you?
No, I think everything is a green flag. I like that there's a lot of self-development in a lot of your stories, and I think that's just what we need in today's society.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about what you bring to the relationship. Tell us a little bit about the values that you bring into the relationship.
Yeah, so I think the number one thing is emotional intelligence, to know how to communicate. You know, a lot of people go through things, and not every day you're going to be on the same level, you know, vibe-wise. So to be able to, you know, effectively talk to each other, to realize like, hey, maybe it's not now is a good time, you know, we can talk about this later. That's very attractive to me. I love that, you know, communication is key nowadays.
Okay. Joaquin, does body count matter to you in choosing a partner?
It does. Yes.
It does. Do you ask the girl?
I actually don't ask. That's one thing though. I don't ask that.
So how do you know?
I really don't. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to ask the ladies what they bring to the relationship. We're going to start at the top.
So yeah, for sure, emotional intelligence is a huge thing, but I also think for men, I feel like men need a safe space. So I'll always say that. I feel like you need a space to share, and where you share those your vulnerable moments and they're not used against you later. I think that's important. And then loyalty and fun and life and joy and peace. So.
I like that.
Thank you.
I bring open communication. I'm very loyal and honest as well. I believe in conversation versus confrontation, so I'm always open for that. I don't want to fight. I just want to see where we both stand.
Thank you.
I would say emotional intelligence is something that I bring to the table. I'm also very loyal and honest. I also bring like a lot of adventure because I like to do a lot of things. I like to try new foods and new places. So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess a couple. I would say that obviously I'm devoted, I'm loyal when I'm in my partnerships. To kind of tag along with everybody else, I would say emotionally intelligent. I do therapy, and I don't intend on ever quitting at this point, just because I feel like it just pushes me to be a better person. On top of that, I actually believe in fostering me and my partners like individual growth too, like our own hobbies, our own interests, so that we don't kind of lose ourselves in one another, so that the relationship is always healthy and exciting, and we're always growing. So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back.
Can I say something that I left out that I think is important or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I think just faith-based, I think that's important, just having a woman who also prays for you as well.
Thank you. Okay. Now you get to ask a question to the ladies.
Okay, I'm gonna lighten up the mood here. I want to ask, what is the worst date you've ever been on?
Okay, we'll start on top.
I've never had a worst date, honestly. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
The worst date I've ever been on. It was with someone that talked about how rich they were the whole time and like flexed on the fact that they had so much money, and it just really turned me off because I'm like, how are we connecting here mentally? Like, I don't really care about that. I need a connection.
He probably thought money talks.
Yeah,
That's
he
probably
definitely
it,
thought
yeah.
that. So that was my worst day. I was like so bored, and then at one point I was just like, "You're boring," and I just left. And I walked away. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The worst date that I've ever been on, the guy was really late to pick me up for the date in the first place, and he didn't really have much planned. We did go to Galveston, and it was like really boring. Like his company wasn't like that great, and then like I'm really big on food. Like I get hangry, and like he didn't feed me so until like 12 o'clock at night at Applebee's, and I'm like really big on food. Like I need like quality food, not Applebee's. So like that was the worst day that I had ever been on.
You're like, I'm more of a Chili's girl. All right.
God, no.
Thank you.
I honestly can't really say. This is like a first date technically, but we planned a first date and he wanted me to pick him up because he didn't have a car. And I'm sorry, I am just not ever gonna do that. I am not an Uber. I just don't think it's appropriate, especially if you ask me out on the date. So I just kind of Irish goodbye and didn't say anything after that. So
Thank you.
Right, thanks, bro. All right.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, so Joaquin, no red flags. Is there any girl that you think is a red flag? If so, you can go press their buzzer.
I don't think anyone's a red flag here. I think
Okay.
these are all genuine people, and they're very nice. I love hearing your stories as well, and a lot of you are funny too. So
Okay.
I like that.
All right, so there was no red flags, nobody buzzed. Who would you like to take on a first date?
I would like to take out Casman.
Okay,
On a first date.
Casman. Casman, do you accept Joaquin's first date?
I do not. I do think that you are like very like fun, but I definitely could see it going more in like a friend direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, you did not get a first date. Unfortunately, you did not get a first date, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Here's the mic.
Ladies, let's welcome our next dater. Hi, tell us your name, age, and what you do for a living.
My name is Steve, 41, and I'm a project manager.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing great. By
Okay,
yourself?
good, good. So let's talk a little bit about your ex-girlfriend. Why did that relationship end?
Well, how much time we got? Why that ended, I would say I didn't really put her first. Kind of let my ex-wife kind of dictate things in a relationship. There wasn't a lot of respect sometimes, and things I just, it was a growing experience. I would say that.
Okay.
Definitely a growing experience.
Was there any cheating involved
Yes,
on both ends?
on my end. Yeah.
Okay. Ladies, is anything that Steve said a red flag? Okay, we're gonna start at the bottom.
All right, let's do that.
Please tell us your name, age, and what you do for a living.
okay, I'm Tiana. I'm 24 years old, and I'm a student, stay-at-home mom of one, and an entrepreneur. I would say the red flag there for me is I just don't do the cheating thing. I know everybody's different. People make mistakes. It's just not for me. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Understood. I totally get that.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Casman. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a photographer. Same thing. It's the whole cheating thing. I don't
Yeah.
deal with that.
Understood.
Thank you. Did you buzz?
Yes. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm 29. I'm a social media manager. Cheating, I'm really big on loyalty. So for me, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah.
Thank you. Did you buzz? Okay. All right. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so now we're going to talk about your childhood. Tell me
Okay.
something about your childhood that affected how you show up in relationships.
My childhood, man, I had a very nice childhood. Family's very close to this day. My mom, she raised us. Saw my dad when he was supposed to. So very loving childhood. Very family oriented. So I'm big on family. So when it comes to relationships, I prioritize family.
Okay. So now we're going to ask about your childhood.
Okay, so yeah, just growing up, I was needed to be like very independent at an early age. So I just think I've developed like very thick skin. So sometimes I think for some people that could be a little turn offish, but for some people it works. I guess it's kind of like popcorn. You either like the kernels in your teeth or you don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Is anything that she said a red flag to you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about some qualities that you bring into the relationship.
Just bring security. I bring stable. Also accountability. You know what I'm saying? I know where I went wrong in my past, but also know that it was my fault. I know what to do better, what to do different, and how to communicate better. I just take whatever I learned, what happened in the past, I just kind of take it, learn from it. I don't blame nobody. I just learn from it and go on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me ask you something. What do you think about women that like their man to spend on them on Louis Vuitton bags and luxury items? What do you think about that?
That's not a woman for me. I'm good on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to be married for X amount of years before that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, so now we're going to ask you about the value that you bring into the relationship.
Okay, for sure, emotional intelligence. I love to communicate, accountability, a safe space. I feel like men need a safe space to share and be vulnerable, and loyalty, fun, peace. I feel like a person needs their own peace, but also to be able to bring peace is a quality as well. So.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. Steve, is anything she said a red flag to you?
No.
No? Okay. Come over here. Is there anything you'd like to ask her?
What's something you've learned in your past relationships that, benefit you in the future?
I've definitely learned to regulate my emotions, like to sit through the emotion first before you act. So, yeah.
Steve, would you like to take her on a date?
I would have to respectfully decline. And beautiful woman, very beautiful, very attractive. But just where I'm at right now in life, I'm kind of just doing things a little different right now. I would have to respectfully decline. And any other time, I'm probably going to beat myself up for it. I know I am. Leaving here, yeah, I know I'm going to beat myself up, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Steve, thank you for coming. You did not get a first date, but thank you for being here.
All right, appreciate the invite.
Thank you.
All right.
This is a wrap for Red Flags, presented by Untying Knots. Make sure to go to our Patreon to watch The Date with Justice and Logan. See you next time.